The September 21 solar eclipse is not just another event in the sky. It is a rare alignment, a moment when the universe itself decides to whisper a message to those who are willing to listen. On this day, the sun, the moon, and the earth align in a way that creates a temporary shadow, but within that shadow lies a secret that can change your life if you are awake enough to receive it. This is not about superstition. This is about understanding the deeper order behind what looks like coincidence. The September 21 solar eclipse is a signal, a reminder, and a teacher. When the moon moves in front of the sun, it covers the brightest source of life we know. For a short time, everything changes. The light weakens, the air feels different, and silence often falls over the world. This is nature's way of teaching that even the strongest source of power can be covered. Even the sun, which seems unshakable, can be hidden. The September 21 solar eclipse is showing you that in your own life, power, light, and clarity can also be hidden. But that does not mean they are lost. They are only waiting to be revealed again. This rare alignment is a reflection of what happens inside every human being. We are born with light, strength, and potential. Yet life places shadows in front of us: fear, doubt, weakness, distraction. For a moment, these shadows may convince us that our light is gone. But just like the sun behind the moon, your inner power never disappears. The September 21 solar eclipse calls you to recognize that no matter how dark your path feels, the source of your energy is still burning within you, waiting for the right time to shine again. The alignment is also a reminder of timing. The universe does not rush. The earth moves at its own pace. The moon follows its path. The sun remains steady. Together, they create a moment so precise that it can only happen when everything aligns perfectly. On September 21, this exact balance takes place. The teaching for you is simple but powerful. Your own life also requires alignment. Growth will not happen if you scatter your energy in every direction. Clarity will not come if you fight against the rhythm of life. Just like the eclipse, transformation requires timing, patience, and trust in the order of things. When you observe the September 21 solar eclipse, remember that this alignment is not random. It is the universe demonstrating harmony. The earth does not resist the moon. The moon does not resist the sun. Each moves in silence, and together they create something extraordinary. This is the secret of alignment. When forces stop fighting each other, beauty and transformation appear. In your life, the same law applies. The moment you stop resisting your journey, stop fighting your challenges, and instead allow life to unfold, you will see your own hidden light more clearly. This solar eclipse carries urgency because such events are rare. You may see many sunrises, many full moons, many nights of stars. But eclipses remind you that special moments do not come every day. September 21 will not repeat itself in the same way again. You must treat it as a chance to awaken, to pay attention, and to shift the way you live. Do not let it pass as just another date on the calendar. The September 21 solar eclipse is calling you to look deeper, to reflect, and to align yourself with your true path. The shadow of the eclipse also brings a teaching about fear. When light disappears, many feel uneasy. But the lesson here is that darkness is only temporary. The return of the sun is guaranteed. Life may bring you days that feel like endless night, but the same law applies. The darkness will end and light will return. September 21 solar eclipse is nature's promise that no shadow, no matter how deep, is permanent. This is the divine order that governs everything. When the alignment happens, feel it within yourself. Breathe with awareness. Do not just look at the sky with your eyes, but also look at the alignment happening in your spirit. Ask yourself, where have you been scattered? Where have you lost balance? Where are you resisting the natural flow? The September 21 solar eclipse is your mirror. It is showing you what you must face in order to grow. This is the rare alignment of September 21's, a moment where the universe pauses to show you the secret path of transformation. It is not about the sun or the moon alone. It is about what they represent inside you: light and shadow, power and weakness, silence, and revelation. All of them meet in this one moment, reminding you that growth is always hidden in alignment. If you honor this eclipse, if you use its teaching, then the shadow that passes on September 21 will not just cover the earth, it will uncover your own strength within. The September 21 solar eclipse is not only about the alignment of the earth, the moon, and the sun. It is also about the alignment within yourself. When the moon moves across the face of the sun, it hides the brightest source of life for a moment. That darkness is not a punishment, it is a reflection. It is showing you what happens inside when your inner light is covered by the shadows you carry. The September 21 solar eclipse is not just in the sky. It is a mirror of your own life, and it forces you to face the shadow within. Every human being has a shadow. It is made of fear, doubt, anger, and unspoken pain. It is made of the choices you regret and the parts of yourself you try to escape. Most of the time, you push it away. You distract yourself so you don't feel it. You run toward noise so silence cannot expose it. But when the September 21 solar eclipse takes place, the entire world will stand in shadow and you will no longer be able to avoid it. The eclipse calls you to stop running and to face what is hidden. The moon covering the sun is a symbol of how your own doubts cover your strength. The light is there, it is alive, but you cannot see it because fear has placed itself in the way. The September 21 solar eclipse is a teacher. It shows you that even if the light is blocked, it is never destroyed. The sun is still burning behind the shadow. Your own power is still alive beneath your fear. The lesson is to stop believing that the shadow is the truth. The shadow is temporary. The light is eternal. The reason the eclipse feels dramatic is because it is unnatural to see the day darken. But the teaching is hidden in this unnatural moment. You are forced to notice. You are forced to wake up. The September 21 solar eclipse wants you to understand that when shadows rise in your own life, it is not to destroy you, but to awaken you. The shadow is a signal that you must pay attention, that you must look deeper into yourself. Facing the shadow is uncomfortable. It means admitting weakness. It means seeing parts of yourself you may not want to see. But growth does not happen in comfort. Growth begins the moment you face what you fear. The September 21 solar eclipse is your invitation to do exactly that. If you use this time wisely, you will not only see the darkness outside, but you will use it as a chance to reveal the hidden parts inside. When the sun returns, you will feel lighter because you did not run. You faced what was within. The shadow of the eclipse is temporary, but the teaching is eternal. Every time life becomes dark, you have two choices. You can hide or you can face it. If you hide, the same shadow will return again and again until you finally learn. But if you face it, the shadow loses its power and you step closer to your true light. The September 21 solar eclipse reminds you that no shadow is greater than your spirit. No fear is greater than your strength. You must understand that shadows are not enemies, they are teachers. They reveal where you are weak, where you must grow stronger, and they reveal where you are still chained to the past. On September 21, the eclipse will place the earth in temporary darkness, but it is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to teach you how to see your own hidden chains. When the light disappears, notice what rises inside you: fear, anxiety, silence. That is your shadow revealing itself. Do not run from it. Observe it, understand it, and learn from it. The September 21 solar eclipse is a reminder that the greatest strength is not in denying your shadow, but in integrating it. When you accept the parts of yourself you once rejected, you become whole. When you face the doubts and transform them into courage, the shadow no longer controls you. The eclipse shows you this in the sky. The shadow covers the sun, but then it moves away. The same must happen within you. Let the shadow appear, but then let it move on. Do not let it stay forever. This is why the eclipse is divine. It is not only about the universe, it is about your soul. On September 21, the sky will show you the same story that is unfolding inside you. Light. Shadow return of light. If you pay attention, you will understand that life itself is teaching you how to grow. The September 21 solar eclipse is calling you to awaken, to face your hidden fears, and to realize that your light is far greater than any shadow. When the eclipse passes and the sun shines again, you will see the truth. The shadow was never the end. It was only a passage. In your life, too, every shadow is only a passage. The September 21 solar eclipse holds this divine secret for you. Embrace the shadow, face it fully, and then let it go. Because beyond the darkness, your true light waits stronger than before, ready to guide you forward. The September 21 solar eclipse is more than a shadow in the sky. It is a call to silence, a call to awareness. When the sun is hidden, the world itself seems to pause. The air shifts, animals grow quiet, and for a moment, everything feels different. This is not only an astronomical phenomenon, it is an invitation for you to step into the same silence, to become aware of yourself in a way that daily life rarely allows. The September 21 solar eclipse is teaching that true growth is born when you stop running, when you stop speaking, and when you begin to listen. Awareness is the key. Most of the time, people live in distraction. They move from one thought to another, from one noise to the next. But when the eclipse covers the sun, even the earth will fall into a rare stillness. That moment is sacred because it mirrors what you must learn to create inside yourself. The September 21 solar eclipse tells you that silence is not emptiness. Silence is the gateway to depth. When you pause, you can finally hear what has always been speaking within you, the voice of truth, the voice of clarity, the voice of self. The world outside you may always be filled with noise, opinions, expectations, duties, endless demands. But when you sit in silence, you return to the center of your being. The eclipse shows you that sometimes the brightest light is hidden so that you can turn inward and notice the light that lives inside. On September 21, when the sky dims and the earth grows quiet, it is a sign that you must also quiet yourself. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. The September 21 solar eclipse teaches that in silence, you gain the awareness to see what you could not see in the rush of everyday life. Awareness is not only about noticing your breath or your body. It is about seeing the truth of how you live. During the eclipse, ask yourself, what habits have been controlling me? What emotions have been chaining me? Where am I asleep in my own life? The September 21 solar eclipse offers you a mirror not made of glass but made of shadow and light. It forces you to look at yourself with honesty. When you allow awareness to rise, you begin to see that much of your suffering comes not from life itself, but from the way you move unconsciously through it. The eclipse is short, but its lesson is timeless. It shows that silence creates space, and in that space, transformation begins. Many people fear silence because it confronts them with themselves. But the September 21 solar eclipse teaches that silence is your ally, not your enemy. In silence, you discover where you are lost and where you can return. In awareness, you uncover the patterns that keep repeating. The moment you see clearly, you are no longer trapped. Awareness itself is freedom. When the sun disappears, the instinct is to wait anxiously for it to return. But if you enter the eclipse with silence, you will find that even in the absence of light, a deeper presence is revealed. This is the secret of the September 21 solar eclipse. When you embrace awareness, you realize you are never without guidance. The external sun may be hidden, but the internal sun never leaves you. The silence allows you to see it. The awareness allows you to feel it. The path of growth is not built on constant action. It is built on balanced action and stillness. The eclipse is reminding you of this forgotten truth. September 21 is the moment to reset, to step back from the noise, and to awaken to the present. When the shadow moves across the sky, you must let awareness move across your own mind. Notice your thoughts, notice your emotions, notice how often you escape the present moment. The September 21 solar eclipse is asking you to reclaim your attention because attention is the doorway to power. When awareness grows, your life begins to change. You start to act with clarity instead of reacting in confusion. You begin to choose what lifts you instead of what destroys you. This is the real teaching of the eclipse. It is not about watching the sky. It is about using the silence of the sky to awaken the silence within you. The September 21 solar eclipse will not last long, but if you carry its silence with you, it can shape the rest of your life. The sun will return, the light will flood back, the world will move again. But if you are awake, you will not live the same. You will carry the awareness that silence is always available to you, that growth is always hidden in presence. The September 21 solar eclipse is not asking for fear. It is asking for attention. It is asking you to stop, to be still, and to realize that within your own awareness lies the secret to transformation. In silence, you find the strength to grow. In awareness, you discover the truth of who you are. And that is the divine secret carried by the eclipse of September 21. The September 21 solar eclipse is not only an alignment of the planets, it is an opening, a passage, a doorway that appears for a brief moment in time. The shadow it casts is not a warning of destruction, but a reminder that transformation is always possible if you are ready to receive it. The September 21 solar eclipse is a gift that invites you to shed what no longer serves you and to step into a new state of being. It is a chance to release the old layers of yourself so that a new self can be born. Every life carries weight, the weight of past mistakes and the weight of old habits, the weight of patterns that repeat again and again. Often you carry them without noticing how heavy they are. You continue walking, but your steps are slow, your energy is drained, and your spirit feels tired. The September 21 solar eclipse brings a pause, a moment where the sun itself is hidden, as if the universe is saying, stop, look at what you are carrying, and decide if you still want it. Transformation cannot begin until you put down what no longer belongs to you. When the sun is covered, you are reminded that nothing is permanent. Even the brightest light can be hidden. This is not a tragedy, it is a revelation. It shows you that change is part of the natural order. If the sun can disappear and return, then you too can disappear from who you were and return as someone greater. The September 21 solar eclipse is calling you to trust the cycle of transformation, to let the old identity fade like the sun behind the moon, knowing that when the shadow passes, you can rise again brighter than before. Transformation is not comfortable. It requires you to face the parts of yourself you have avoided. It requires you to break patterns that have kept you safe, but also kept you small. The September 21 solar eclipse does not offer comfort. It offers truth. And truth can feel heavy when you first see it. But this heaviness is the beginning of freedom. When you allow yourself to let go, you create space for renewal. The eclipse shows you that without shadow, you would never value the return of light. Without endings, you would never know the power of new beginnings. On September 21, the eclipse gives you a rare chance to align with this cosmic order. The universe itself is showing you how to transform. The sun does not fight the moon. The moon does not fight the sun. They both surrender to the moment. They allow the cycle to unfold. In same way, you must surrender to the process of letting go. Stop clinging to the old version of yourself. Stop holding on to relationships, habits, and thoughts that drain your spirit. The September 21 solar eclipse is your reminder that holding on to what is dead will only keep you from what is waiting to be born. The opportunity of this eclipse is simple: release and renew. Release what chains you, renew what strengthens you. This is not just symbolic, it is practical. If you choose to sit in awareness during the eclipse, if you choose to reflect on what no longer serves you, then when the light returns, you will already feel lighter. The shift will not be in the sky alone. It will be inside you. The September 21 solar eclipse is the universe aligning with your soul, offering you a chance to begin again. Transformation always comes with resistance. The mind will tell you to stay where you are. The body will crave the comfort of old habits. But the eclipse reminds you that life itself resists nothing. It flows. Day turns into night. Night turns into day. The sun sets. The moon rises. Nothing holds on to what must change. On September 21, the solar eclipse demonstrates this in the sky so that you can embody it in your life. Stop resisting. Stop fearing change. Step into the doorway that is opening for you. This eclipse is rare, but its teaching can stay with you forever if you listen. The shadow will pass. The sun will return. But if you use this moment, you will not be the same person who watched the shadow fall. You will be someone renewed, someone lighter, someone who has shed a part of the old self. The September 21 solar eclipse is not just a celestial event, it is a spiritual initiation. It is calling you to transform, to release what no longer serves your path, and to step into the clarity that is waiting on the other side. When the light returns after the eclipse, stand in it with awareness. Feel that you have also returned. Feel that you are no longer carrying what you carried before. The September 21 solar eclipse is not meant to pass unnoticed. It is meant to awaken you to the truth that you can change, you can grow, and you can be reborn. If you honor this moment, the eclipse will not just be in the sky, it will live in your spirit as the day you chose transformation over fear, renewal over stagnation, and light over shadow. The September 21 solar eclipse brings with it a rare teaching that many people overlook. For a short period of time, the sun disappears and the world stands in shadow. This disappearance is not only an astronomical event, it is a direct lesson about faith and patience. The September 21 solar eclipse asks you, when the light is gone, will you panic and believe that it has been lost forever, or will you trust that it will return in its own time? This is the test hidden inside the eclipse. It is not the darkness outside that matters most. It is the way you respond to that darkness within yourself. Life has always been a cycle of light and shadow. There are days when everything feels clear, when energy flows, when opportunities open easily. But there are also days when everything feels blocked, when hope seems far away, when you question if light will ever return. The September 21 solar eclipse compresses this entire cycle into one powerful moment. For a few minutes, you experience the sudden loss of light and the quiet return of it. In this, the eclipse teaches you that no shadow lasts forever. Patience and faith are the only paths through the temporary dark. When the shadow falls, fear rises quickly. You feel the change in the air. You notice how the world becomes still. The September 21 solar eclipse teaches that this is the same way fear works in your life. When light disappears, the mind rushes to fill the silence with doubt, but doubt is only the shadow of fear. Faith is the fire that burns behind it. The eclipse is telling you to trust that your inner sun, your inner power has not been destroyed. It is only hidden for a moment. Just like the real sun, it will return when the shadow passes. Patience is the second part of this teaching. Many people try to force life, to push through, to demand light before its time. But the September 21 solar eclipse shows that you cannot rush the movement of the earth and moon. You cannot control the rhythm of the universe. You must wait, trust, and allow the process to unfold. The same is true for your own transformation. Growth takes time. Healing takes time. Awakening takes time. Impatience leads to struggle, but patience leads to strength. The eclipse reminds you that patience is not weakness, it is power under control. On September 21, when the sun disappears, remind yourself that you are being tested, not by nature, but by your own mind. Can you remain steady when things seem uncertain? Can you hold your center when everything feels unstable? This is the real opportunity of the eclipse. If you learn to trust during the darkness, you will not only survive life's trials, you will grow stronger because of them. The September 21 solar eclipse is not there to frighten you. It is there to teach you resilience. Every shadow in life is temporary. Every difficulty eventually fades. But when you are in the middle of it, It feels eternal. This is why faith is necessary. Faith is the inner knowing that even when you cannot see the sun, it is still there. Faith is not blind belief. It is trust in the deeper order of life. The eclipse reveals this truth in the clearest way possible. The sun is hidden, but it has not vanished. The shadow is real, but it is passing. If you can understand this lesson, then every challenge in life becomes easier to face. The September 21 solar eclipse also teaches that patience and faith go together. Faith without patience is fragile. Patience without faith is empty. But together, they give you the strength to endure any shadow. When you cultivate both, you stop fearing the dark. You learn to wait with calmness, knowing the light will always return. This is how you build resilience. This is how you discover that no trial can truly break you. As the eclipse reaches its peak and then begins to pass, you will notice the first rays of the sun reappearing. That moment is a symbol of renewal. It shows you that the light always wins, not because the shadow is weak, but because the shadow is never permanent. The September 21 solar eclipse is reminding you that every period of hardship in your life holds the same law. Wait, endure, and trust, and eventually the light returns. When the sun fully returns, it feels brighter than before, not because the sun has changed, but because you have changed. You appreciate its presence more deeply. You value its light more fully. The September 21 solar eclipse is not about losing the sun. It is about learning to treasure it. In the same way, when you move through challenges with patience and faith, you come out not only stronger, but also more grateful for the light that follows. The test of faith and patience is not easy, but it is necessary. On September 21, when the world falls into temporary darkness, you are being shown this truth in the grandest stage, the sky itself. The September 21 solar eclipse is telling you the light will return, as it always does. Your task is to hold steady in the shadow, to remain patient, and to keep your faith alive. If you can learn this, then no darkness in your life will ever defeat you. The eclipse will pass, but the strength you gain from it will remain within you forever. The September 21 solar eclipse is not only about shadow, it is about what comes after. The greatest secret hidden in this moment is the rebirth of light. When the moon covers the sun, it looks as if the light has been stolen. The world grows darker, the air feels heavier, and everything stands in suspense. But then, slowly, the shadow moves on, and the sun returns. That return is the divine truth. The September 21 solar eclipse is showing you that no matter how deep the darkness, the light always rises again. In life, you face moments that feel like an eclipse of the spirit, times when hope is covered, when clarity disappears, when you feel powerless and lost. These moments are heavy and they can convince you that the light will never return. But the September 21 solar eclipse teaches you otherwise. It teaches that the disappearance of light is only temporary. It is part of the cycle of growth. Darkness prepares you for a brighter dawn. Just as the sky clears after the eclipse, your own path clears after each trial. The rebirth of light is not only outside in the sky, it is inside you. When the shadow falls, you are forced to pause. You are forced to look within. And in that pause, you can discover the strength that was hidden all along. The September 21 solar eclipse is not just a cosmic event, it is a mirror of your inner transformation. The light that returns after the eclipse is a symbol of your own ability to rise again after every fall. Darkness has a purpose. Without it, you would never notice the brilliance of the light. The eclipse compresses this lesson into a single dramatic moment. For a short time, the sun vanishes and then it returns with even greater force. The September 21 solar eclipse is showing you that your struggles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to sharpen you, to wake you up, and to make you value the light within your own life. When the first rays of the sun break through after the eclipse, they carry a message. They tell you that renewal is always possible. No matter how long you have been stuck in fear, in doubt, in regret, there is always a chance to begin again. the September 21 solar eclipse is urging you to trust in this renewal. The light that returns to the sky can also return to your spirit if you are willing to open yourself to change. Rebirth is not a gift that arrives on its own. It is something you step into. You must allow the old self to fall away, just as the shadow eventually falls away from the sun. The September 21 solar eclipse teaches that holding on to the shadow only keeps you trapped in it. But when you let go, the light comes back stronger. Transformation happens the moment you stop clinging to what is gone and start welcoming what is being born. The eclipse also shows you that renewal is inevitable. The sun does not ask permission to shine again. It simply returns because it is its nature to shine. In the same way, it is your nature to grow, to rise, to awaken. The September 21 solar eclipse is reminding you that no matter how many times you fall, your true self cannot stay hidden forever. Light will always break through because light is your essence. This is the divine secret. Every shadow is only preparing you for greater light. Every setback is shaping you for a stronger comeback. Every fall is teaching you how to stand taller. The September 21 solar eclipse shows this truth in the sky so that you can believe it in your life. The return of light is not a coincidence. It is a law of the universe, a law of the spirit. Nothing can stop the rising of the sun, and nothing can stop the rising of your own inner light once you trust it. When the eclipse ends and the sun shines fully again, pause and feel its message. Feel that you too have passed through the shadow. Feel that you too can be reborn. The September 21 solar eclipse is not only marking a cosmic event, it is marking a new chapter for you if you allow it. The shadow came, it passed, and now the light has returned. That cycle is the story of your own growth. The September 21 solar eclipse holds this divine secret for all who are awake enough to see it. The shadow is never the end. It is only a passage. And beyond every darkness is the rebirth of light. Beyond every trial is a greater strength. Beyond every ending is a new beginning. If you embrace this truth, the eclipse will not just be an event in the sky. It will be a turning point in your life. On September 21, the sun will rise again, and with it, so can you.